Hello and welcome to Niar Daily Live and Nordic Islands Adventure Race, the race that will start here in Åre tomorrow at this time. This is a unique race in a stunning yet challenging nature, and the teams are going to travel all the way here from Åre to Ålesund in Norway. My name is Marika and I'm an adventure racer myself, but this one I'm setting out to instead give you the news from the teams, from the course, all along every day live at 6 p.m. We're gonna start with a recap from the last Nordic Adventure race, which was held in the Stockholm area, and it was Ragnarök. And what's your role?
I'm one of the race directors for the Niar Games races.
Yeah, welcome. And also, next to you?
My name is Alexander and I work for the company Klätterteknik. My role here is the responsibility to take care of the safety for the rope skills.
All right. We're going to start with you, Micke. We just saw a video from Ragnarök. Tell us about Ragnarök. What's about that race?
Actually, it was our first short race, and
Okay, what is short in these terms?
in this case is was a winning time 28 hours, so that is short in our world.
Yeah.
So we started the race up in Östhammar and had the finish line in Stockholm.
All right. What did you, as a race director, meet? What kind of challenges did you meet in that race?
The first challenge is actually to find a way to pass by things, to do rope skills and see beautiful parts during the course, during the race. And of course, one big challenge is also to know which weather it will be. So, yeah.
All right. To find beautiful spots around here in the mountains can't be the hard part. What has been challenging so far with this race, Valhalla?
It's a long race. We're going to travel over 600 k's. That is a challenge to find the right way for the different sections.
Yeah. And your anticipations for the rest of the race in terms of your work and what you're going to meet as a race director?
The main goal is actually to try to get all the teams to the finish line. And the big challenge has been to find the most interesting and fine parts of Norway and Sweden.
And you feel like you have made a successful work with that?
Yeah, after a couple of 100 hours in car and up on mountains, we have found, I think, one of the most beautiful valleys and rivers and everything. And the last part of the course to end up out in Ålesund will be incredible.
Amazing. Alex, you have been involved in all the Nordic Islands races so far, but in different roles. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the first race, Staffan called our company and asked if we can help out with the rigging and everything, see that the rope skills are safe. So we started out at that one, and everything went good in the start at Downtown Camper.
That was last summer.
That was last summer, yeah.
What was your initial thought when Staffan asked you to rig a rappel from the roof of the hotel?
The first things was thinking about the risks, of course, and how we're going to proceed with every people that maybe don't have so much experience with abseiling and stuff. But we found out, we tried out, did all of the risk assessments, and it went quite cool.
Cool. Yeah. What did you last race this spring?
Last race, Ragnarök. I did a race with the team. I wanted really to try it out because it looked really good the first year, last year. So I tried it out and I fell in love immediately. So I want to race also a little bit more. So next year probably I'm going to race a little bit more.
Yeah, cool. How did you find the rope sections during Ragnarök?
They were quite cool. Of course, me and my company did also the rigging, the safety with it. They were quite big also. A lot of risk that if you have a lot of people that don't know what to do with the abseiling and everything. But we found a way how to do it, so it was safe for everybody. But they were really cool. A big traverse, a big deep mine. So it's really, really cool.
Super cool. What's your team up to at this moment?
Now we're rigging.
Your safety team?
Yeah, our safety team is rigging right now at Holiday Club and some other places. And just trying to get all the safety gear, everything that works, checking everything, doing so it's going to flow smoothly for the race.
Yeah, cool. It sounds like a lot of hard work and important work, so we're gonna let you go back to that. Thank you very much for coming here, and see you out on the course.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna have an overview of the course and see what these teams will be up to. The overview here, we don't see very much, Michael. Why is that?
That because the teams will not know anything about the course, only where the start is and where it's going to be the finish line. And they will have tomorrow after lunch, they will get all the information of the maps and all the details of the course, actually.
Yeah, so what we've seen here is the start in Åre and the venue where they're gonna travel all the way to Ålesund. And that will be 667 Ks, but that is if they walk the straight right path. Will they do that?
Yeah, for the teams, hopefully they will find the right way, because it is navigation all the way with map and compass, no digital help or GPS or nothing. So the navigation skills for the teams can be quite crucial. So some teams might do a little bit over 700 Ks in the end. We don't know.
That sounds a bit long, and it actually is. It's 17 consecutive marathons, or all the way from Copenhagen to Stockholm. It's just trying to put it in perspective. It's a long race. Even for me as an athlete, this is a long race. We're gonna have a look at the legs. This is a 13-legged race, but doesn't mean that they get to rest in between. It's non-stop racing from start to finish, but we will. What we can see is that it's a lot of different sports.
There will be a lot of running or by foot, maybe not so much running, because you have to make quite slowly forward, otherwise you can't have enough energy for the race. And you will do mountain biking, kayaking, and we will have sections with pack raft and rafting as well on the Norwegian rivers.
Pack rafting is one of my favorite disciplines. Will you tell us a little bit more about what that actually is?
Yeah, it's actually a small kayak that is inflatable, so you can easily put some air into it, and you can paddle 2 people in it. And the weight is between 4 and 6 kilos.
All right, and that makes us able to bring it along and go to places where we couldn't bring a real kayak.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And that's the purpose of it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a look at we're gonna talk a bit about the teams. We have, how many teams do we have, and where did they come from?
We have 9 teams that are going to start, and there are 4 team members, and we have, I think, 7 nationalities in this race. That is very cool, and they come from, of course, a couple of teams from Sweden, but we have from Kuwait, Australia, Canada, USA, France, Britain as well. Yeah, I think that was about it.
Yeah, a lot of countries. Thank you very much for taking some time to talk with us, and I guess, or I hope we'll see you more during the week.
Yeah,
if you're not too busy, and if things run smooth, you won't be too busy.
No, we hope every team will pass on nice and easy.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Miguel.
Thank you.
To follow these teams, you gonna watch our social media and follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. It's Nordic Islands AR. And also come back to this live show every day at 6 p.m. In the social media, you also have the opportunity to ask us questions. Anything you want to know about adventure racing, just bring it in, and me and my guests in the studio will help you answer that. We are here in Åre, and it's a very beautiful town, and we're gonna see a little bit more about it because it's stunning nature and varied activities that can be done here. Interesting company in the studio. I have some of the athletes from 4 different teams joining me here. Welcome.
Thank you.
I have John. You can tell me about from which team you are.
Hi, my name is John, and I'm from the Swedish Armed Forces Adventure Team.
And I'm Maria. I'm from Team Holiday Club Åre.
And I'm also Maria, and I'm in Team Hard Day's Night.
Okay. And I'm Paul from France, Team Agde Red Adventure.
You're all very welcome, and I'm going to start with you, Maria, because you're a very experienced adventurer, and I'm really excited to hear more about your adventure. Tell us.
So, adventure racing, I actually started a long time ago in 2007, and I did a number of adventure races. And then I actually moved more into the solo expeditions, one of which was to cycle across Lake Baikal in Siberia, which is the longest, deepest freshwater lake in the world. which was an expedition I would never do again. It was a race actually, and it was actually never run again because most competitors didn't finish it. But it was a great learning experience for looking after myself, survival in extreme conditions, cycling in really extreme conditions. And it was actually all in training for an expedition which I decided to do in 2010, which was to cycle to the South Pole. It's something that had never been done before. And I just thought, this is something I've got to do. It took me 5 years pretty much to plan and organise it all. And then in 2013, I got to the South Pole, which was great. So yeah, very excited about that. And it's actually great to be back into adventure racing again now. I'm super excited about this race. So yeah, that's all good.
All right, wow, that's quite a big adventure. What do you feel is the difference and the similarities with racing and doing those kind of bigger expeditions?
Yeah, of course, with the solo expeditions, I just have myself to think about, and I do really enjoy that kind of racing because I can kind of really push myself and I only have to sort of think about myself. So when it comes to adventure racing, it's much more complex. But then at the same time, I love that team aspect. I think team dynamics is so complicated, really challenging. It adds a whole new dimension to racing. And that's one reason why I love the adventure racing. But I mean, in Antarctica, to lie in that tent on, million-year-old ice all on my own was just the most surreal experience. I absolutely loved it. So.
Yeah, wow. And you talk about the team. Tell us about your team and how did you end up in an Australian team?
Yeah, so I'm racing with team Hard Day's Night, who are Australian. I'm kind of a last-minute stand-in, really. I live in Sweden in the summer months, and I saw this race come up, and I thought, I've just got to do it. I looked at the course. I loved the idea of starting in one country in mountains and finishing in fjords of another country. And then I got into contact with Staffan, and he put me in touch with this team. And yeah, we met yesterday, and so far we're kind of all getting on. It's going well. So yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm really excited because I've had some great support as well in coming into this race. Ezra UK, who have provided some support as well in terms of sponsorship. So I do have to thank them. Thank you very much. And also huge thank you to my family who are at home looking after my two little girls, Clara and Orla, the 2 and 4 year old, who have helped me train on the sleep deprivation side of things for the last 5 years. So it's all good.
All right, yeah. Thank you very much.
You.
Paul, you have been here in Scandinavia racing before, last year from Stockholm to Åbo.
Okay, so yes, it's a very special place for us and especially for our team. Just a bit of a story. I lived in Helsinki between 2010 and 2012, and one of my best friend Philip and his wife came to visit me in Helsinki, and they fell in love with Scandinavia. Me too, but I was living there, and they after that they get married and they plan to live in Scandinavia, but unfortunately Philip and his wife were my first teammate in adventure race in 2010 for Red in France, and Philip's wife after that got cancer and she died a few years after, and Philip was very, very bad, and I convinced him last year to come back to Scandinavia to to meet Scandinavia again, because it was his dream and his wife's dream. And last year we had a star in the sky who follow us all the race, and it was an amazing experience because he discovered more the teeny houses in the island, the archipelago, and it was so emotional for us. So we decided to come back again this year in a different place with mountains, but still it's Scandinavia with amazing people, with nature, with adventure spirit. We see everybody doing sport here, and we love this spirit. So that's why we came again here.
You are very welcome back, and that's such a strong story, and I'm sure your star is going to be with you this time too.
Thank you very much.
Maria, you did your adventure racing premiere at Ragnarök. How did you do?
Well, I was hoping that I had a lot of adventure stories to talk about, but I had my first in Stockholm, Ragnarök, and it was super interesting, a good experience, and I think, I have a lot of good memories from there.
Cool. This is your first long race. How do you think it will differ in both for body and mind?
I mean, for me, doing sport before, coming from just practicing or doing it in a few minutes, doing 2 days in
What is that
Ragnarök,
sport?
alpine skiing. So doing 2 days in Ragnarök, Stockholm, and now doing 7 days. It's for sure it's going to be a big challenge. It's going to be tougher both physical and mentally, and but we have such a strong team, so I hope we're going to make it good together.
Yeah, you surely do, and I follow your preparations, and I actually think you're one of the most prepared ones. What have you been doing in preparations, despite or in addition to Ragnarök?
I mean, we have not that much experience, so we have tried all kind of all kind of technical things with the boat and climbing and a lot of team spirit things. So I think we are well prepared, but I think we're gonna have new things coming up out there, but I think our strong team will make it good together.
Yeah, I think so too, and it will be amazing to follow you. Jon, you're not a new player on this in this field, and your team is actually the winner of both previous Niar Games races. Any pressure on the team?
Yeah, I guess the pressure is on, but you never know.
You like the pressure?
Yeah, actually, we like to go fast, and pressure is always a part of it. So I think we're up for the challenge, and hopefully we can go as fast as we want.
Yeah. You weren't in the winning team last year, though. What happened?
I was supposed to be in the team, but I actually had a quite bad bike accident. I had a fever compression on my back, and I wasn't sure I'm going to be able to race again. But I put my head down and stick on the ergometer bike all winter, and did my very, very best to do a comeback. And actually, the last race was the first race after my injury, so I was really, really glad that it would work out and that we will be able to finish first. So, but you never know.
I'm really happy to have you back racing again, and I wish you well with the team. I know you have a bit of a challenge still in the team, but you are always one of the strong ones. We're going to talk a little bit about the weather, because nature is the venue here and we can't really decide what's going to happen. And in this area, in the mountains, it's a little extra challenging. Maria, you live in this area, and we have had some really sunny, nice days coming into the race. Is this normal weather?
I would like to say yes, but living in this village, we are talking a lot about weather, and it's fast weather changes. So I think that's what's actually going to happen out there too. But I think it looks pretty good. I hope we're going to have some sunny and pretty warm weather.
Yeah, when Maria says good, that could be a little tricky for people coming from other places. What do you feel about the weather?
Yeah, I think when I raced in Patagonia, actually, it's the longest I've ever been very wet and very cold, and I think it might be a bit of a replica of that. I'm expecting quite a lot of water, both from the sky as well as from the pack rafts and the rafting and everything. So yeah, keeping on top of the right clothes changes. Just listening to you speaking out there, actually, about the number of socks you've got and extra items of clothing needed to change. I think we need to really be on it and look after the feet is going to be critical.
Yeah. Yeah, you can also add in on the weather feelings here.
Yeah, and especially because I live in Burkina Faso in Africa, so it's really, really hot country.
Yeah.
Very flat too. Okay, but yes, I think we expect wet and cold weather, so we came with warm clothes, so I hope it will be a bit cold because I don't want to carry so much stuff on my feet. Yeah, but yes, I think she's right. The feet is we have to be careful about the feet and use talc. And yeah, I think Could be a good medicine.
Can I just also add about the mosquitoes, which
Yeah.
I absolutely hate the mosquitoes.
Me
We went
too.
out for a cycle ride early and they're already out there, so attacking. So yeah, we've got every form of mosquito repellent available and nets and everything.
That's
so
wise.
I'm not looking forward to that.
All right, John, you have been racing in this area before and in all different kind of cold and mosquito attacking places all over the world. What is some crucial mistakes and some keys to success in this kind of environment?
In our team, we always say light is right, so we never use anything extra. But I think this race is actually the first time in my over 15 years as an adventure racer that I have packed my really heavy Gore-Tex jacket. So I actually have extra Gore-Tex clothes, so I can change them when I get wet. So I can put them in my bike box, then put a fresh pair of Gore-Tex jacket and pants on. And also, as they say earlier, I have lots of socks with me.
How many are they?
I don't know, but for example, for the third long trekking leg, I'm going to have 3 extra pairs of socks, and I'm going to change them when it needs to. So I think it's really crucial to have the good feet in the start of the race, because it's going to be really wet during the pack raft stage. So if you have bad feet starting those stages, you're in really big trouble. So you have to have good feet when you start pack raft straights, or else you're in trouble.
As you can hear, feet are a big talk around here, and it is crucial, and I think that is something we're gonna follow up this coming week. Maria, you did some faces about the feet.
I'm getting a little bit nervous because that's what I'm actually. Yeah, I have been nervous about this. What's gonna happen with the feet and how they are gonna react? But we will see in a week.
Yeah, we're gonna follow that closely. Thank you very much for coming and taking time in your preparations. Do you all feel kind of prepped already? Or you have still lots to do?
No, I think it's done.
You're done. All right, I'll see you at the start tomorrow. Thank you very much. We are gonna see again how you can follow us live at this race. In addition to follow us live here and on social media, there's always gonna be the tracker when you can dot watch and see all the teams and their little GPS dot walking around on the map. And with me now, I have an experienced dot watcher.
Yeah, I watched Maria, my future wife, to be. She just left there, so this is a kind of a new territory for me as well.
Yeah, so when she last raced, you got to know about following the live tracker.
I did, yes, and that's quite I would say interesting, even though it's kind of like slow TV when you're just watching a train going slow through a country. It's just, you're watching the dot and you're like, no, what are they doing? They're going the wrong way. So it's really interesting and exciting to see, even though it's kind of slow TV. I think it's quite entertaining.
Yeah, okay. So tell us a bit about yourself and your background.
Me, as well as Maria, have been racing in the World Cup for the Alpine Swedish ski team for 10 years. I know a whole lot or nothing about adventure racing, but I've seen Maria the last couple of months, I would say, and I've picked up a few things, I would say.
Yeah, cool. I've seen that you've been taking part in the preparations and helping out.
As much as I can. I wouldn't say that I've coached them in any way, but it's interesting to see how they adapt to the situations and how they picked up different tactics and techniques, I would say.
Interesting. What's your biggest adventure so far?
Adventure. I mean, I've been racing alpine skiing, and that's a 2-minute adventure, I would say. So I haven't been into long races or so, but I would say racing Hahnenkammrennen and the Kitzbühel famous downhill race in Austria is my biggest adventure.
Okay. In what way was that an adventure, or how did you feel the adventure spirit of it?
Just the extreme situation when there's more at stake than the race itself. I mean, you put yourself at risk in your health, and that's quite of an interesting situation. I find it kind of similar as here. It's not only about the race. It's also quite exposed situation they're doing out there. So I would say it's a little bit the same feelings out there among the teams that's on their downhill start.
Yeah. Actually, I think that is one of the best definition of adventure that I've heard, and that's a question that comes up a lot. What is an adventure, and when are you actually on an adventure? And I think it was a good definition. And they're clearly at risk, but they're also well taken care of. We're gonna follow them, and you are gonna follow us in the studio, and he's gonna help you report from the course, and
as much as I can.
yeah, and you're also going to follow the team. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't know much about the course. I know they're starting here, doing a few stations here, and then they're heading west, and that's as much as I know. And they're
then
going
you're
to
pretty.
yeah, so I'm not really sure where I'm going and where I can see them and so, but I'm gonna try to, as soon as I get the information where the next transition area is, I'm gonna try to make some kind of a own road out there to see how they're doing, if it's possible.
Yeah, and as for the teams and for Hans, there is not more information about the course out in this moment. Of course, we're a few person who knows the course all the way, but the information that's been open to the audience is very limited. And that's because the teams will know everything tomorrow. And that's also why we're not going to tell you more now. And tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we're going to be back live. And that's also when the start's going to take place on the top of the mountain here in Åre. And then you will also get to see the detailed maps and know everything about the course as for the teams.